Hello, everybody. I just wanted to show you how I made my watercolor background. I'm not going to put together my whole card. I'm just going to show you how I do my background. So I've got my spectrum here. These are, for the most part, brights colors. I do have real red and pumpkin pie, but then I've got mango melody, granny apple green, Pacific point, and gorgeous grape here. I also have my water painter, and this is the wide one that I'm using. And then whenever I'm using that, I do like to have a cloth. So this is just a microfiber cloth handy to kind of get rid of some of that extra water. If I'm going to be using my ink pads, what I do is I just squish them. So I just take them like this between my heels of my hands and squish them a little bit. And what it'll do is it'll transfer some ink into the lid. And that's what we're actually going to use to paint. Now this is a wet on dry technique. So what you're going to do is just pick up some ink and then brush that onto your dry watercolor paper. And this is watercolor paper, so it will take that ink and all that water nicely without pilling up. Once you're happy with how that first strip turns out, just brush off the extra ink and move on to your next color. Same thing, just going to squish it a little bit, pick up some ink, and if you find that you aren't getting enough water on your brush, you can just squeeze it a little bit and more water will come out. And this is where you're going to start to kind of blend together at the edges so that it looks like it's kind of one continuous rainbow. And then you're just going to move along down the spectrum here and keep adding colors. If you find that one of your colors ends up kind of blending in too much, there's not enough room for that specific color, you can always go back and add a bit more. If it's too light for your liking, you can just add a little bit more color to that one stripe. And that's the nice thing about watercolor is you can just keep adding. And I find if something's not quite looking right, you just keep going until it looks right. And that usually works for me. It's like you see with this one, I may have gotten a little bit too much of that blue into the green here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to pick up a little bit more green to make sure that the green doesn't get lost. And we'll just add some more green to this strip here. Make that a little bit darker. And then last but not least, we'll go into our gorgeous grape here for our purple and add that to the bottom here. And again, you can do this with any colors you want. I've chosen mostly kind of bright colors, but if you wanted to use more the regals or the subtles, you could even do kind of a neutral background. That is totally up to you, whatever suits your project best. You're going to let this dry, and you can see I kind of left the edges so that it has that bit of a brushed effect. And that's up to you if you want to do that or you want to go all the way off the edge, you can do that too. You're going to let this dry, and then either kind of while it's drying or once it's already dry, you're going to flick some water onto this to make those water droplets. I'm going to show you this with kind of the medium brush and my bone folder. I just flick, get a pretty good bead of water going on your brush tip here. This one doesn't seem to want to give up its water as easily as the other one. Let's Let's try the little one here. That one may be working better. Come on. You can do it. Oh yeah, we'll do it with the big one. So you get some good water on there and then just flick it off of your bone folder onto your background, and as it dries it's going to move that color around a little bit. You can see already here how it's kind of creating those water droplets, and you can speed this all up. Just have to plug my heat tool in here. You can speed this all up with your heat tool, and that will actually dry this a little bit faster. And you can see those droplets lightening a few of those areas there. There you go. So you can do that same thing with the droplets with your Wink of Stella to add a little bit of shimmer. And then you've got this beautiful panel to use on your card. So hope that helps. Happy stamping and enjoy the rest of the projects in this series. Bye.